Tarmac. I'm Dave.
I'm Matthew, and behind us here is the very sensible but sporty BMW M340i Touring.
That's right, we're on tour with BMW, but a sporty thing, so we may not see anything along the way. Come along with us on this one. Up front we've got a new interpretation of the kidney grills, the iconic kidney grills. These actually open and close. They're quite intelligent to give more air into the engine, which we'll talk about in a minute. There's a lot of airflow down here. The side air curtains are blocked off, but there is some air channeling down the side. The lights themselves, they're laser and LED, so anything at night, they really do have that long distance view, which is exactly what you're after when you're going to go on these long tours up and down the beautiful country of New Zealand. Down the side, this review model is in Nardo grey, which you may think is actually comes from another car manufacturer, but you know, we're now claiming Nardo grey for the BMW. The wheels here, 19 inches, beautiful black alloys with actually quite thin Bridgestone tyres on them. Remarkably, it actually drives incredibly softly on virtually on all road surfaces. Also nice big M brakes. Looking down the rest of it, M badging, something that somebody will probably try to prize off and put on their 320. You've got acoustic glass all the way around. You've got contrast roof rails, a sunroof, nice gloss plastic around here, just a nice trim all the way around. That actual gloss plastic comes on the front as well as on the rear. The styling itself, you know, you don't have to understand. It is a wagon. It is very long. And also it's quite heavy. This is 1700 plus kilos, so it's quite a hefty old girl. Round the rear, roofline spoiler, LED tail lights, lovely surrounds for the exhaust, but they're actually fake tips. And also this, a split glass tailgate. It's awesome. So you can get entry into the rear here through the glass or through the normal tailgate. And of course, kicker. What's cool is this as well. These buttons here automatically drop down the rear seats, virtually doubling or trebling the boot space. Under here is BMW's 6-cylinder, 3-litre twin scroll turboed engine, as seen in the Z4 and also the new Supra. What it gives you is 285 kilowatts of power, 500 newton meters of torque, and gives you 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds, which again is not bad considering it's, you know, 1.7 tons. Speaking of 1.7 tons, let's have a look inside and Matthew will show you all around.
I don't think my heavy lunch will make all the difference with that 1700 kilos. Oh well, he was talking about the car, I guess then. But anyway, what's in here that makes up the weight? Well, firstly you get these nice comfortable leather sports seats for both the driver and the passenger, finished in a bit of contrast stitching with those M colors. Across the dashboard you get some nice soft plastics, and something I love about this car, even though it's a 3 Series, it still gets soft plastics down the bottom and all around, which I can understand does add a bit of weight, but it also does add that little touch of comfort, if you like. There's of course the sunroof above me. Those are notoriously heavy as well, but again, that's an option that you can have if you choose to. Then there's the option of the galvanized switches and all the sort of little touches, if you like, that are finished in a brushed aluminium look and are very nice to touch and reflect the light nicely to give you that sense of luxury in this cabin. Not that it isn't lacking in luxury, of course. The cabin quality with this new 3 Series range is a big step up over the old model. You get this steering wheel, which is covered in a nice soft leather and has some really nice thumb grips, and the texture to it is really good actually. You get nice big aluminium paddles just behind there, which are great to touch and obviously encourage you to make use of that 8-speed gearbox that you get. In front of you, you get BMW's twin screen setup, which obviously gives you the fully digital dashboard. There's a little icon of the 3 Series Touring there and the M340i badge just on top of it to remind you of the sporting credentials of this car. Onto the infotainment screen there, well, it comes with the "Hey BMW," and what's cool is actually when you activate that, the voice lines, if you like, are in the BMW M colors. That's a pretty cool touch. Anyway, the screen also comes with gesture control, where moving your finger in a circular fashion increases the volume, which brings out the power really of that Harman Kardon system. There's speakers all around and they're finished in a nice silvery color, and it's not an option, you get it as standard. How cool is that? But another thing that comes as standard is all that space in the back there. So this is the Touring model. Let's go check out what it's like for the people in the back. The big difference with the back of the car here is, of course, it's not the sedan, it is the Touring, so you don't get a sloping roofline here. Instead you get this nice flat roofline, which gives me plenty of headroom, and this seat is pushed as far back as it can go and as low as it can go, but I've got quite a lot of knee room there and plenty of foot room down the middle as well. Because this is the Touring option, you're probably gonna have a family or child seats or something like that in the back here, so you'll be pleased to know that it's got really easy access to the ISOFIX points down the middle. It's also got these pull-up sunshades for your children or for anyone sitting in the back actually, and it's just really comfortable here. This rear bench is super soft, covered in leather, and of course has the M stitching on the seat belts. Really nice touches all around. Speaking of, again, that Harman Kardon audio system, there's speakers just above your head here at the back to make full use of that wagon acoustics that comes with the Touring option. But anyway, it's got an M badge on the front, so let's take a look and see what it drives like.
So there's performance cars, there's performance SUVs, so of course there has to be a performance wagon. And realistically, there's not much better than something that comes with an M badge on it. The M340i really is a comfortable, confident performance tourer.
I mean, there's really no other way to put it. And the thing is that it's often companies get confused with these terms of performance and comfort, and often performance tends to dominate, you know, with the hard suspension and all that kind of stuff. But BMW have got the balance just right with this car. There's something special about it, I'm telling you, because we went over a rough road with a bit of gravel, and the amount of noise and the tremors coming through into the cabin were barely there. And remember, this is on run flat tires as well, and we were in Sport Plus mode.
Yeah, so acoustically this is really well removed from the road. The trade-off of that, there is a little bit of a crackle and hiss from the exhaust bit. You can't hear it. I guess it's just there to impress everybody else as you go past them. But you know, I personally would have liked a little bit more of the performance sound inside, but you know, I guess you can't have it all.
Absolutely. Standing on the outside, as you've seen from our exterior shots, you do get quite a nice throaty sound from that 3-liter turbocharged straight 6, but on the inside, the insulation and the materials in here are excellent, frankly, and that means that you don't really get much of the external road noise coming through in here. Everywhere you touch, there's soft plastics, or there's leather, or, you know, something soft, and you know I love that.
From a driver's point of view, it's comfortable. The big M Sport steering wheel feels nice in your hands. The seats are comfortable. I kind of like the touch of the M Sports seat belts. You know, completely pointless, but I don't know, there's something about having that touch to it. The Hey BMW setup is amazing.
Hello, what can I help you with?
I mean, it's even got a small sense of humour. I really enjoy the gesture control of turning up and down that stereo, and I don't know, changing channels and all that sort of stuff is really cool. I still thought that it would be unnecessary, but I really enjoy it. So from a tourist point of view, you really would just relax and drive and just eat away the miles as they go through. And also when you put your foot down and open up that engine, make sure you get the revs up around 6,000 and just enjoy the tune when you can hear it.
The engine has absolutely no trouble pulling what is quite a heavy wagon into speeds where you may get into a bit of trouble with the law depending on which country you live in.
Then there's the amount of space you get with a wagon. I mean, sure, SUVs are ruling the world right now, but you know, there's just as much space, possibly even more, in the back of this.
And the thing is, with the wagon, you get that perfect balance of both performance, handling, and space. It's something that, you know, SUVs can't really give you because of their high riding position. And just the way this wagon is set up, it's so performance oriented, but it's also so practical. And the amount of space you have in the back there, they've been thoughtful with the sun visors, the ISOFIX points, the fact that you can drop the seats and, you know, hide away the parcel shelf to get, I don't know, your skis through the back. It's just great, the thought that they put into it. You know, it's all the little things that matter.
And the ride itself, aside from it being comfortable, it's very positive. Like, I've got a Monaro or something behind, put the thing down and just leave it behind. It's great, very, very strong. That engine is very good for picking up such a relatively heavy vehicle. The acceleration is great. The support from the seats is very, very good again. The brakes I'm finding a little bit soft. I will have to double check on those, but I would have expected a lot stronger braking, to be honest.
Keeping in mind that these are the M Sport brakes as well. You might think that xDrive four-wheel drive system may ruin that bit of BMW feel, you know, because most of these 3 Series has classically been a rear-wheel drive car, but it doesn't actually. It gives it a new sense of grip, and it gives the driver a sense of confidence. When you're going through corners, you can push the car a little bit harder because you've got four-wheel drive now instead of just rear-wheel drive.
So there you have it, the BMW M340i Touring. It takes performance and comfort to another level, quite frankly. And all that space back there is awesome.
Honestly, I'm really impressed with this car. The way it just combines that M sportiness and the practicality, the soft suspension, everything. You can really see yourself spending your life on the tarmac in this amazing wagon. Speaking of tarmac life, make sure you subscribe.
That's right, that's a great segue. Also, thanks for watching. And as Matthew says, make sure you subscribe. See you next time.